Welcome to this episode of Locked In. In this episode, I'm going to be telling you all about this crazy bike ride I'm going to be planning on doing in about 30 days from now. So if you want to hear about that, my goals, and what I want to achieve, please stay tuned. So you've probably seen it from the thumbnail, but I'm basically trying to complete the San Francisco to LA ride using essentially the same route that they use for the AIDS life cycle ride, which is always a ride I've kind of wanted to do. It is supported and it is a big charity event and has a great cause behind it, but due to COVID, obviously they're not going to be having that this year. So me and my buddy Mario decided to basically, let's just try to do this self-supported. We will be staying at hotels along the way so that we can still try to do it in a decent amount of time and not have to carry a ton of stuff on the bike. And I will be making a separate video of what we end up using as far as gear and how we're going to be able to carry that along the route with us. The route is basically going to be from Dale City in San Francisco, but we're going to be changing that up a little bit. We're ideally trying to ride from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Hollywood sign. So ballpark rough estimates, probably going to be around 550 to 600-ish miles over the course of 8 days instead of 7. The one goal we wanted to achieve of this is not having to rush the entire trip. We want to be able to enjoy the sights, be able to pull over and check some stuff out, and we don't want to constantly be chasing the sunset. So most of basically the route that AIDS Life Cycle uses from day 4 on, we're probably going to be keeping the same, but the first 3 days we're going to stretch out a little bit. Besides that, the main goal is to complete this. We're going to give ourselves one extra day just in case, as far as time-wise, to get back home in case we need a rest day. The closest thing I've done to this, and if you haven't watched that video, please make sure to do after, was the Festa 500, where I completed about 250 miles and I think it was about 7 days, and that was already tough enough. Now, I have been riding more regularly and more consistently since then, so that's helped improve my fitness a little bit, but essentially, I'm coming off a broken, dislocated shoulder as of October and then trying to ride this kind of mileage in March. So I'm right at that 6-month mark after this, which is when it's supposed to be majoritively healed. So we're gonna be seeing how it goes. I'm gonna be making a few parts of this video series, and if you have done this route or have any tips or places to stop or even cheap hotels or Airbnbs to stay at, please put those in the comments below, because realistically, I'm not able to afford this trip, but since I've already committed, I'm just gonna have to try to make it work. So any tips for that will be very, very helpful. And if you wanna help support this ride, pick up some merch on my Spreadshirt store or support me on Patreon. All those little things are gonna help me buy burritos or Cliff Bars or whatever on the route so we can stay fed, again, because this YouTube thing is my full-time job right now. So besides that, we're gonna be talking about the route more in detail, probably in another video once we've finalized it, and talking about what mileage we're trying to do in every single day. And I want to involve everybody because obviously due to COVID, we're not trying to ride in a big group, but if you do want to join us on the ride, we are planning to have a spot tracker with us so you can monitor what our progress is. And if you want to hop in, obviously wearing your mask, then you're more than welcome to join us for however many miles you want to. And every day our mileage is going to range between 45 miles, and I think the longest is 90. So if you want to join in for just a few, or whatever it is, if we're passing through your hometown, please let us know. I'd love to meet up with a few of you along the way, obviously being safe doing so. So besides that, this is just my confessional or whatever you want to call it for YouTube, saying that I'm going to doing this, and who knows what's going to happen. I'll be either turning that video of the week into one really long video or separating it into days or maybe a few short parts. I'm not really sure. It just really depends on what the footage looks like and how much content I have during the ride. But if you want to see more insight during the ride itself during that specific week, because it will take me a little time to edit, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Links are in the description below. I'll be obviously posting regularly when we're out on the road. So besides that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I know it's just a lot of me talking, but this is real exciting for me. I'm very, very nervous and very, very excited all at the same time, and I am just looking forward to see what the hell happens, and I hope that nothing major does, and we have a crazy epic story to tell every one of you once we're all done. So thanks for watching this video. Again, please make sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as well as you can support the channel to help fund this trip for me via my Spreadshirt or my Patreon. I do offer one-on-one monthly cycling consultations for my top 2 tier levels on there. Links for everything else is in the description below. And lastly, thanks for watching this episode of Locked In.